Hey guys! So today, instead of doing a video diary like I did a few other times, instead I'm going to talk to my mum about what happened today, just to make it a bit of an easier video diary for myself today. So enjoy what we talk about. Sorry, this is the first time I've done this type of thing. Slightly weird for me.
So, Gingy, what did you get up to today at rowing?
Today was actually sort of more so about rigging up the boats getting all the boats onto the trailers so that we could take them up to Maroochydore for our rowing camp. But like yesterday, I had a different quad because some coaches didn't turn up.
Okay. Did you go out on the water at all?
Yeah, we went out and rowed. That's why I had another crew that wasn't my crew. And my other co-coach took our crew for the day.
Okay. And anything exciting happen out on the water?
Well, there was a moment where I sort of got angry because when you're rowing, you sort of have to keep your concentration and stay in the boat. And there's stroke seat, which is at the front, the closest to the cocks generally. And the stroke seat will keep the time of the other rowers behind them. And unfortunately, the cocks and the stroke got a little bit distracted while they were rowing, which ended up messing up the rest of the stroke for the other girls that were concentrating. So I sort of told the two girls that had been distracted, told them off, and afterwards I got told that they had been looking at another boat next to them and the cocks had been trying to point out to the stroke what the other boat was doing good, which was okay, but they should have stopped instead of continuing rowing because it stuffed it up for the rest of the girls and they had just got into rhythm.
Yeah, I remember Stefan always saying, eyes front.
Yeah. You got to look at the person's head in front of you, which can get really boring because it can actually not give you a very nice neck because a lot of them go like this, take the stroke and look down like that instead of looking up, and it keeps their back straight too if they keep their head up.
And why is that important? Why is eyes front important?
Because it keeps their head up, their posture right.
And so does that affect the steering?
Oh, well, I guess it doesn't really affect the rower's steering. If the cox was looking off somewhere else, it would affect the steering. But it can make the timing stuffed up if one of the rowers tend to look out of the boat, or it can just mess it up for the other rowers as well. It doesn't really affect the steering as much.
So eyes front really helps with concentration on...
Yeah, staying in the boat, staying on time, knowing what the rest of the crew is doing, and not getting distracted. When you're rowing, you really have to be about rowing.
Anything else happen today, or how did the pack-up go?
Oh, far out. I'm not sure how many girls are in rowing. Like that, there was grade 9, 10, 11 and 12, which at my school that would be barely anything. But at this school, there would probably be like 100, in between 100 and 150. So it's a lot of girls to be getting to do stuff. And there was a lot of socialising going on instead of putting the boats up and everyone mucking around with each other, having a bit of fun while trying to get the boats onto the trailers as well. A lot of socialising going on.
So how many trailers did you...
There was 2 trailers for the tinnies, I'm pretty sure. And it might have been 2 or 3 trailers for the boats. I wasn't entirely counting. But the ones with the boats in it also took the riggers and the oars.
So roughly 150, 160 rowers, and how many coaches?
There was actually about 62 coaches altogether, but we didn't have grade 8, so I would assume you could take off 12, so... I reckon it would have been about 30 coaches.
Wow.
a fair amount of coaches, and there's also Gary included and Pierre. Gary's the head coach man.
And so that's a lot of logistics. Who plans that?
Gary. Good old Gary. Gary, it used to be Pierre. Pierre? I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce his name, but Pierre had something going on outside of rowing, and he had to give up his main spot, and Gary took it up instead. And now Gary takes care of all the girls and the coaches and everyone that's involved in rowing, including the parents and everyone else that does anything, and he does a really good job of it too.
Do you feel that it's really organised? Do you think it is a lot to organise?
Is it a lot to organise? Yes. That many girls, far out. I find it annoying with just 5 girls.
So that's half of your school, basically. And how many hours did it take to get it all organised?
Well, we got off the water about 9ish, I think it was, and we didn't finish until about 11 o'clock.
Fantastic.
For getting it all set up, so it was about 2 hours. And then all the girls started getting annoyed because they were getting hungry. So they walked up to me going, "Oh, you're a coach, when's food?"
Were you fed today?
Yeah. It's really nice because all the parents bring in food, like homemade food, some unhealthy cupcakes and chocolate biscuits, and then some grapes and watermelon. It's all good.
So are all the girls looking forward to the camp?
I think they're all pretty excited to be doing it. Maybe some a few nervous if it's their first time to be doing rowing this year, which means it's their first camp. But I reckon most of them are looking forward to what's going to happen.
Do you think it's going to be hard work for them?
5 days of full-on rowing is going to be difficult because I reckon the point of a camp is to make it so that you just focus on rowing or whatever the camp might be about. Because when you're at home and you're doing rowing, or you also have the distraction of your family, schoolwork, and all other type of things that might be going on in your social life. Whereas at rowing camp, you just focus on rowing and that's it. So you really get to stay dedicated to what you're meant to be doing.
And what about for yourself? Do you think it's going to be hard work?
Yeah, coaches probably don't do as much work as the rowers do, but it's still a huge thing to be getting up when the rowers are and going out into the boat. And if you're a good coach, you'll be having to watch them 24/7 when you're rowing. You can't really stop and look at something else because then you might miss some small detail that they might have to be fixing up or something that they could be working on. So yeah, I reckon it can be tough work being a coach as well because I really feel for teachers now.
And what are you hoping to gain from the next few days?
Right, the IRP talk with the teachers that you had. Well, I'm hoping to find out through interviews of other rowers and other coaches, I'm hoping to find out what it means to row and what it means to be a rower, which will be based on other little questions asked to the rowers and the coaches and Gary, even parents if possible.
Okay, but what about for Ginger? What do you hope to gain out of the next few days in your own development as a coach?
Knowledge. I want to be able to learn more because it's only my first year of coaching, been coaching for a term, and hopefully I'll be able to listen to other coaches' advices and learn more about what I could be changing or what I could be doing better.
So when you're not on the water, you'll be connecting with the coaches and talking about coaching.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And rowers, talking to rowers as well. And just the point also, I reckon, of rowing camp is to bring us, well, more so the girls, but like just basically the whole entire rowing team together to try and make everyone one unity instead of 150 different girls.
Because it's best in the water when you're in a quad.
Yeah, even not on the water when it's coming back to the school rowing. You don't want to have fights in other quads and everything like that, if you get what I mean.
So it's not seen as competitive against each other.
No. Oh, well, at the beginning of the term, like at the beginning of the season, it's competitive. Who's going to get higher up in quad? Who's going to be the best? But now that they've all been fitted into their quads, it's sort of now like focus on your own quad, get your quad better so that it can be higher up. So it's still sort of competitive in between each other, but I reckon they'd want to be focusing on getting along with each other as well and bonding with different grades as well, which is a good thing because it's grade 9, 10 and 11 and 12, which means they get to learn and meet new people.
Yeah, because it's best to have it as a full journey from 8 to 12 and then have a very strong team, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's always nice to know other people in different grades, social, like one of the things that I want to look at, is it a social benefit? And I put this in my yesterday's video diary, that I really think that rowing has a social side to it.
Cool. I can't wait to hear about it. Can't wait to get up in the morning super early to take you there.
Driving lesson. It's going to be fun. Okay, well guys, that's my attempt at a new type of video diary. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope it didn't go for too long, and hope they were good questions from my mum. And have a fantastic night or day, everyone. Oh yeah, it wasn't like questions that we'd spoken about beforehand, so it was sort of just out of nowhere. Okay, bye guys.